Sometimes there's a jacket. I won't say a man because what's a man? But sometimes there's a jacket. And it's the right jacket for its time and place. And that's the Ryan Gosling jacket. Cinema is full of iconic jackets. Indy's leather bomber, Humphrey Bogart's trench coat in Casablanca, Neo's duster, a length wool coat that says, "Yes, I downloaded Kung Fu." But few actors have weaponized the jacket like Ryan Gosling. In 2011, Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive gave us one of the most instantly recognizable movie costumes of the 21st century. A cream satin Sukajan-inspired bomber, quilted and adorned with a golden scorpion. Part samurai armor, part cinematic shorthand for cool detachment. But this was far from the first, or even the last jacket that Ryan Gosling elevated to fame. Or was it the other way around? According to a Reddit study by Lundgren's Front Kick, Gosling spent 16.6% of his total screen time wearing jackets. In the films that were nominated for Best Picture, La La Land, Barbie, and The Big Short, Gosling wore a jacket for a paltry 4.6% of the runtime. And in his Oscar-nominated roles, his on-screen time wearing a jacket is just under 7%, which only goes to show the Academy's long-standing stance against outerwear.
Could you put on some clothes, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, is this bothering you?
Critical success is another matter. His best-reviewed movies, Drive and Blade Runner 2049, feature him wearing a jacket more than half the film. However, the 7 to 12% range seems to be the sweet spot. We have the plaid coat in The Notebook, the motorcycle jacket in Blue Valentine, the tracksuit top over the shirt in Half Nelson, which just as easily functions as a shoulder accessory, and Barbie, with its fur coat inspired by early 70s Stallone. Style, comfort, critical acclaim, and box office.
I want you to have it.
Rarely does Gosling wear a lame jacket. He made one important exception in Lars and the Real Girl.
Not really in the mood for porn this morning.
An iconic puffer jacket shelters Gosling for 30% of the film, in one of his most sincere performances as a painfully shy 27-year-old who has a hard time enduring human contact. But Lars was the exception. Cool is his preferred attire. Cool, leather, and if possible, just a little red.
Guess I'll see you in the movies.
What most of these jackets have in common is that they were chosen by a great costume designer with a great production designer. In the case of Blade Runner 2049, the team was composed of Renee April and Dennis Gassner. Gosling spent 60% of the film underneath the jacket, a heavy-duty duster that had a lot to live up to. It was inspired by Deckard's 1982 trench coat, but updated, with a collar that goes up to become a mask. The costume designer said it was a priority to make it look realistic despite the future setting. Quote, "When we do science fiction, there's a tendency to go crazy. Big shoulder pads, big plastic, big everything. And we knew that we didn't want that, because it's a story about identity, and we wanted people to be able to relate to it. So I didn't give him a superhero suit. That was not the point." But that was far from the first creative collaboration that Gosling had with an art department. Half Nelson, Gosling's first Oscar-nominated performance, marks the beginning of a long-standing collaboration with costume designer Aaron Benak and production designer Beth Mickle. Mickle was the production designer in 3 Gosling vehicles, and Benak developed the costumes in 5. The partnership was so successful, Gosling hired both for his solo directorial effort, Lost River. However, that trio's apotheosis happened in 2011 with Drive. In that film, Gosling plays the driver, a stoic stuntman who becomes the de facto caretaker of Irene and her young son, Benicio. Beth Mickle was recommended to Winding Refn by Gosling and brought on set only 3 weeks before the start of production. But the most iconic images aren't the sets, but what the characters are wearing inside them. Erin Banach didn't just develop the jacket. She worked on everything the driver wears, from the Steve McQueen-inspired gloves, the watch, the Acme Raw denim jeans, the Levi trucker jacket, the beige Stacey Adams cap-toe boots, all the way to the toothpick that pays homage to the silver of pine that Stallone chews up in Cobra. But the outfit wouldn't be complete without the piece de resistance.
Nicholas was always shooting the Scorpion. All he wanted to do was shoot the Scorpion. It was kind of like a joke on set. The shot list was basically, all it said was Scorpion.
The jacket had to be iconic. If a character is only known as the bride, she needs a yellow jumpsuit. If they're the man with no name, they need a badass poncho. If they're only known as the driver, they need the jacket. Erin Banach confessed to Grantland that the design was originally Gosling's idea. Quote, Ryan had been really inspired by these 1950s Japanese souvenir jackets. The Sukajan is an ornate silk bomber jacket popularized in Japan after World War II. They are an amalgam of Japanese and American fashion, adopted by American military personnel as keepsakes from their time in Japan. The embroidery features traditional symbols of Japanese culture, including tigers, dragons, phoenixes, and carps. But their style was very 50s and the fit too slouchy, and so they streamlined the silhouette and added a gusset, which is this black portion over here, included to aid mobility of the driver. The Scorpion, that was there from the beginning. So Megan Greydanis, the graphic designer on the film, worked on different Scorpion symbols before settling on the 4-tone design, which was heavily inspired by Kenneth Anger's Scorpio Rising. Besides the cool factor, the costume design serves the story. The big scorpion on the hero's back echoes the fable where both the scorpion and the frog meet their demise.
You know the story about the scorpion and the frog?
Frog and the scorpion, you know?
This scorpion wanted to cross a river. So we asked the frog to carry him. No, said the frog, no, thank you. If I let you on my back, you may sting me, and the sting of a scorpion is death.
Scorpion replies, it would not be in my interest to sting you, since as I'll be on your back, we both would drown.
Frog thought about it, said, climb on. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stung the frog.
The frog cries out, why did you sting me, Mr. Scorpion? For now we both will drown. I can't help it. It's in my nature.
The scorpion is more than a scorpion, and the jacket is more than a jacket. Because sometimes there isn't a man. Sometimes there's a jacket, and it abides.